Friend Stephen Goodyear tells this story. Cyrus McCormick invented the reaper, the machine that harvests a crop. He founded a company that became International Harvester and was a generous contributor to the Chicago Presbyterian Theological Seminary. Because of that fact, the school later changed its name to McCormick Theological Seminary. Those kinds of name changes happen a lot in philanthropy. And the faculty and students have remarked that death is never referred to as the Grim Reaper at McCormick, but always the International Harvester. Grim is not a word that describes the experience of many people who find themselves nearing life's end. Like Dr. Abraham Maslow, the humanistic psychologist, commented after a heart attack, which made him realize that his own death was not far away. He said, "Death in its ever-present possibility makes love, passionate love, more possible." I wonder if we could love passionately if ecstasy should be possible at all, if we knew we'd never die. Close quote. Counting our days makes life more precious. Likewise, the psychiatrist Irvin Yalom, who worked with terminally ill patients, reported that grimness was far from their attitudes about passing on. Yalom tells us that once his patients accepted the fact that their lives were rapidly ending, positive and exciting changes occurred. He reports that they felt a sense of freedom to do what they wanted to do. Furthermore, they lived in the present and enjoyed it more. They found themselves appreciating the world around them in ways that they never had before. And they communicated more deeply with loved ones and actually looked forward to holidays in joyful anticipation because these people knew they were dying and they figured out how to live. They were not grim. They came alive in ways never before possible, like one dying woman who said, "Life sparkles." Few of us seek our end prematurely, but all of us will soon enough confront death, and we do not know the future. But in the meantime, what if we set out to live now as if our short days here were truly numbered? When the International Harvester knocks on our door, shouldn't it be opened by someone who didn't wait until it was time to die to learn how to live? What should our lives look like? What should they feel like? How can we live fully with the recognition that our days are numbered? What choices should we make? What activities should we embrace? What endeavors should we reject? What values should we affirm? And here I was sitting in front of my blank computer screen, as many of you often do, and so I came up with a list that I could create. Here are some on my list. We should realize that our integrity matters and we should not compromise what is right for our own personal gain. We should continue to be engaged in the world. We are not allowed to cop out. And as long as we live, there are things that need to be done and causes that we need to be supported. We should laugh as much as possible at anything possible. Life can appear to be absurd. Why not get joy out of it? We should cry because there is sadness in our lives and in our world, and sometimes our tears are the only way to respond. We should never miss a family simcha. We should take ourselves less seriously. As my father used to say, that person is no different than us. He puts his pants on one leg at a time. I can just hear him saying that, and he's been dead for 36 years. We should not fixate on the things that cannot be repaired, but should accept them as they are. We should be open with our feelings and tell the people that we love them. because to love is why we are alive. We should never leave anything unsaid because we never know what is to be our last conversation. We should keep our mouths shut when our words have no constructive purpose. We should not hold on to grudges. We should let go of them because they are only hurting us. And we should accept apologies because no one should be tormented by their past. And we should give apologies because we have messed up often and need to make amends. We should encourage people to do their best. The success of others is our success as well. We should be generous beyond our means. There are always those who have needs greater than ours. We should judge people less and give people the benefit of the doubt. Let us give each other a break. We should stay in touch with the people who are most important to us. The quality of our lives is rooted in the people who know us and yet still like us. We should do good for others and not think how great we are. We are here to do good. We should stop putting things off that we want to do in the future, the trip, the visit, the book, the project, the gathering, the party. There is no time to waste. I crossed this one out, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. We should get a dog. Remember, God spelled backwards. Dog spelled backwards is God, or God spelled backwards is dog. I had to give it because that's what I really believe. Okay, we should stop spending our time looking at screens and instead lift up our faces and look at the world. We should decide that if we are comfortable in our finances, there are other things besides work. We should spend time with our grandchildren. We want them to remember us. We should value what we have achieved and accept what we have not, recognizing there are future generations who can carry out our dreams. And finally, we should read more books. Expanding our minds is a God-given obligation. This is my list. I'm sure you can add a lot more to it, but that's what it is for me to think that my life is short and I need to do these things. In other words, we should live with love, appreciation, humility, forgiveness, directness, transparency. This to me is what Yiskor is about, our memorial service, to learn how to live through the memory of those who have lived before us, to discover that everything is urgent. And Yiskor not only is about remembering our loved ones, we are so much a reflection of those who shaped us and who are no longer here, but to behold, we need to embrace that. We are here mindful of those who we have loved and who have loved us, and how they gave us and how they gave us so much, and how sometimes they withheld, how they loved us and how they failed us, how we seek to be like them and how we want not to be like them. We remember the wonderful times and the disappointing moments. We remember as they were and how we wish they had been. We remember our lives with them with honesty, love, and forgiveness. Thus, Yiskor is a time for the past to become present, but also for the future to become urgent. In remembering, we should adjust to our own roadmap, learning from those who are dead but also present in our lives. We are called upon to ask, what should we make of our lives now? This is truly the moment when the dead teach the living. Let us use our memories wisely. Life is precious and short, and we all have so much life yet to live. May God bless and comfort us in our journey, and let us continue with